to Zambia's first and finest visual radio, Sun FM TV.
Sun FM, broadcasting from the Copperbelt capital, Ndola City.
This is your favorite station.
Sun FM.
The news.
Hello and welcome to Sun FM News. We'll take a look at the headlines. Zambia is committed to reducing new HIV infections and achieving epidemic control by 2030, Health Minister Dr. Elijah Muchima has reaffirmed. The Water Resources Management Authority WAMA has registered a total of 49,000 boreholes and processed 89,228 notices for drilling since the introduction of statutory instrument number 20. Speaker of the National Assembly Nelly Muti has officially declared the Chawama constituency seat held by Tasila Lungu vacant following a vote by members of parliament during today's sitting. In sports, CAF has officially released the full roster of match officials selected to handle the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025, set for 21 December 2025 to 18 January 2026. Join me for details shortly.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
With the details, my name is Kayla Brister. Zambia is committed to reducing new HIV infections and achieving epidemic control by 2030, Health Minister Dr. Elijah Muchima has reaffirmed. Speaking at the 2025 National HIV Prevention Symposium in Lusaka, Dr. Muchima, who was represented by the National HIV/AIDS Council Director General, Dr. Kebi Musokotwane, highlighted the launch of the Zambia HIV Prevention Roadmap 2025 to 2030, which outlines the country's vision and strategy for achieving this goal. Dr. Muchima noted that Zambia has made significant progress in HIV treatment, achieving the 98-98-97 targets, an accomplishment made possible by collaborative efforts. He said the progress to date is a testament to the power of collaboration guided by the National Health Sector Strategic Plan. However, he highlighted the challenges ahead, which demand an even stronger, more coordinated multi-sectoral response. Zambia recorded around 30,000 new infections in 2024, an increase from 23,000 in 2023, with adolescents and young people aged 15 to 24 years accounting for 38% of these new cases. Meanwhile, UNFPA Deputy Representative in Zambia, Anna Holmstrom, said the year had been challenging due to disruptions in funding for reproductive health commodities. She noted that although UNFPA supplies 65% of Zambia's reproductive health commodities, including most male condoms, 70% of distribution costs previously relied on U.S. funding. Ms. Holmstrom commended the government for allocating $4 million for distribution next year and investing $11.3 million in reproductive health commodities over the past 3 years, describing the domestic contribution as a global best practice. And UNAIDS Country Director Isaac Ahimesa welcomed the symposium's resolutions but cautioned that without decisive action, new HIV infections could double to 60,000 by 2030. He emphasized the need for Zambia to accelerate the implementation of the prevention roadmap, ensure nationwide access to long-acting PrEP, and adopt a comprehensive prevention package. Mr. Ahimesa highlighted the global 80-60-30 targets, which require that by 2030, most HIV prevention services for key populations and adolescents be community-led, with 30% of service delivery closely monitored by communities. The HIV Prevention Symposium theme was Accelerating, Sustaining and Innovating HIV Prevention in a Rapidly Changing Global Landscape. This is according to a press release unveiled by the Ministry of Health, Communications and Public Relations Unit. The Water Resources Management Authority, WAMA, has registered a total of 49,000 boreholes and processed 89,228 notices for drilling since the introduction of statutory instrument number 20. WAMA Acting Director General Misozi Lumpa disclosed that so far only 13,350 borehole completion reports have been submitted, a situation she described as a serious challenge for the authority, particularly when accounting for accurate compliance. Speaking at the 2025 WAMA Drillers Forum in Lusaka, Mrs. Lumpa noted that drilling activities have continued at a notable rate, with improvements in adherence to regulations, compliance and professionalism. However, she emphasized that gaps still remain. She revealed that WAMA has further registered 203 new boreholes, while 14,181 notices are yet to be drilled in the third quarter of 2025. Only 5,062 borehole completion reports have been submitted, describing this as a concerning gap. Mrs. Lumpa also announced that the authority has licensed 148 drilling companies, comprising 42 new licenses and 106 renewals across classes A to D. She urged the licensed drilling companies to comply fully with the regulations and ensure timely renewal of licenses for 2026.
Gaps that remain. In 2025, drilling activities have continued at a notable pace, reflecting the ever-growing demand for groundwater. As at the third quarter of 2025, WAMA registered 203 new boreholes and received 14,181 notices to drill. However, from our statistics, only 5,062 borehole completion reports have been submitted, highlighting a gap which should be of concern to all of us in the drilling sector.
Meanwhile, the authority revealed that statutory instrument number 20 of 2018, the groundwater and boreholes regulations, is currently under review.
All licensed drillers and stakeholders will be consulted on the feedback and the experiences they have had interacting with the regulations. And until the review is complete, we expect strict compliance with existing regulations, as this is mandatory. I also want to remind you, as the drillers, that this is your sector, and obviously you are still in business. You started this business activity and you have remained in it because it's a thriving.
Officiating at the forum, Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation Permanent Secretary, Engineer Romas Kamanga, disclosed that government has implemented strategic measures to improve water security and accessibility across the country. These include targeted borehole projects in high-density peri-urban areas such as Lusaka's Kanyama compound, and in constituencies including Petauke, Katomba, and Chikankata to provide safe water for communities, schools, health facilities, and livestock. Mr. Kamanga highlighted measures already in place, including the drilling of 1,500 boreholes across 84 districts, rehabilitation of 500 non-functional boreholes into mechanized solar water schemes across 5 provinces, and the construction of 110 commercial boreholes for 5 water utilities.
Constituencies, the CDF has been utilized to drill boreholes, particularly in areas where municipal water supply is not available. Drillers engaged in these projects must uphold the highest standard of professionalism, quality, and compliance as set by WAMA. ensuring that these boreholes serve their intended.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti, has officially declared the Chawama constituency seat held by Tasira Lungu vacant following a vote by members of parliament during today's sitting. The House resolved the matter in the affirmative after Speaker Muti posed the question to members on whether the seat should be declared vacant. She announced that her office will now notify the Electoral Commission of Zambia (ECZ), paving the way for electoral procedures to fill the vacancy. The decision follows a directive issued by Speaker Muti on July 25, 2025, instructing Chawama Member of Parliament Tasira Lungu to report to Parliament within 14 days after her father's burial or within 14 days after the opening of the 13th session of the National Assembly, whichever came later. However, Ms. Lungu did not present herself to Parliament within the stipulated time frame. Her absence was compounded by the prolonged dispute between the government and the Lungu family regarding the burial site of former President Edgar Lungu. Minister of Mines and Mineral Development Paul Kabuswe has reassured Parliament that the establishment of a mining regulator will strengthen oversight and improve compliance monitoring across the country's mining operations. Responding to a question raised by Siavonga Member of Parliament Darius Mulunda, Mr. Kabuswe acknowledged the challenges his ministry has faced in conducting regular inspections at all mines. He explained that before the regulator was put in place, it was difficult to visit multiple sites simultaneously due to limited capacity and routine scheduling constraints. The minister further encouraged MPs to play an active role in alerting his office to concerns arising in their constituencies. He noted that such reports could trigger immediate action from the Labour Commissioner or the Mine Safety Department, ensuring that inspections are carried out promptly rather than waiting for routine programs.
Putting in the regulator, it was difficult to really visit all the mines at a go. But I think there will be an improvement with our regulator being put in place. What I would say is that as Honourable Member of Parliament and you and I do interact at whatever point, you also can help us to actually be able to alert us that this is happening in your constituency at a particular mine, so that quickly we trigger Labour Commissioner or even Mine Safety Department to quickly visit, because they could have programs that are routine and with the...
Mr. Mulunda had asked how often the Ministry of Mines, in collaboration with the Ministry of Labour, conducts visits to mining sites to verify adherence to labour laws and safety standards.
The company's labour laws is very low. I wanted to find out, Honourable Minister, how frequent your office, in collaboration with the Minister of Labour, how frequent do you visit these mining activities to counter-check on the adherence levels on the labour laws compliances?
Thank you.
Time for Action Zambia has called on government to recommit to the Abuja Declaration by increasing health sector financing as young people in Livingstone begin tracking national progress on international health agreements. The organization held a dialogue meeting with adolescents to orient them on Zambia's commitments to global treaties related to sexual and reproductive health. Speaking on the sidelines of the meeting, project coordinator Chijikwa Chinda explained that the session was designed to help young people understand the international and regional agreements Zambia has signed, particularly the pledge to allocate 15% of the national budget to health as agreed under the Abuja Declaration. He noted that young people need this knowledge as they frequently interact with the health system and rely on sexual and reproductive health services. Mr. Chinda said such interactions help bridge gaps between young service users and government institutions. He stressed that the project empowers young people to demand quality and confidential reproductive health services. Mr. Chinda added that the initiative also seeks to link commitments made under the International Conference on Population and Development to the Sustainable Development actions align with global development priorities.
The young people were being actually trained, and just to make them understand on these commitments that government made, so that they are able to understand as they are talking or trying to access these the services, or especially the sexual reproductive health services. They as they are engaging government officials and those health personnel to understand their rights, that that they have a right to sexual reproductive health services, and that the environment that they are accessing these services is safe. And of course, there must be confidentiality on these services by the service providers themselves.
Copperbelt Minister Elisha Matambo has charged that the former Patriotic Front PF government neglected the province's road network, leaving nearly all major township roads in a pathetic and war-zone-like condition, despite the Copperbelt giving the party overwhelming voter support. Mr. Matambo questioned whether the previous administration thought Lusaka was the entirety of Zambia, arguing that the scale of deterioration reflected a lack of investment and priority for the Copperbelt. He said the situation has changed under President Hakainde Hichilema, noting that all township roads across the province are currently under construction. He cited projects such as the Chingola Chilabumbwe Kasumbalesa Road, the Fisenge Masangano Road, the Sakanya Moflira Mokambo Road, and the Chirubuluma Road, which he described as the first concrete road in Zambia.
President Hakainde has a spirit of resurrecting things, like Ezekiel 37, where the Lord asked Ezekiel that can dry bones live again. Let me specifically talk about the road network. Copperbelt was given a road deal by the previous regime, and it's a fact that the road network was in pathetic condition. Wherever you wanted to go, you would think there was war. Maybe they were thinking Lusaka is Zambia. Despite getting a lot of votes from Copperbelt, all the roads were in bad state on the Copperbelt province. The president, with that spirit of resurrecting things back to life, needed somebody who was going to walk his talk so that his dream and the vision can be realized.
This is Sun FM Radio and TV News. We now take a break. After the break, sports news.
Sound the drums louder.
Feel the rhythm of the nation.
From every corner of Zambia.
The biggest celebration of Zambian music is here.
This November, prestige is legacy.
Excellence is greatness.
Honor is respect.
The annual Kwacha Music Awards are back for the 7th edition on Saturday, November 29th, 2025.
At Mulungushi International Conference Center.
At 19 hours. Don't miss the red carpet experience at 18 hours.
Limited tickets available at CompuTicket in all ShopRite outlets nationwide. Charges are 150 Quattro Terraces, 300 Quattro Standard, 1,000 Quattro VIP, 2,000 Quattro VVIP. Premium charges at the door.
Nominations courtesy of partner radio stations across the country.
Don't miss the greatest night of Zambian music.
And performances by the biggest artist in Zambia.
Sun FM Quattro Music Awards. Prestige.
Excellence.
Honor.
Welcome back, and now sports. CAF has officially released the full roster of match officials selected to handle the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025, set for 21 December 2025 to 18 January 2026. A total of 73 elite officials have been appointed, 28 referees, 31 assistant referees, and 14 VAR specialists representing every region of the continent. The list includes some of Africa's most respected and experienced whistleblowers, many of whom have overseen top-level CAF competitions in recent years. All appointed officials who arrive in Morocco on 15 December for an intensive pre-tournament camp led by the CAF referees department. The program will include physical evaluations, VAR refreshers, technical assessments, and theoretical sessions to ensure peak performance throughout the tournament. CAF says this rigorous selection and preparation process reflects its commitment to refereeing excellence, integrity, and enhance technical standards across African football. Zambia is proudly represented with Diana Chikotesha, who has been named among the assistant referees for the Continental Showpiece. To end the news, the headlines again. Zambia is committed to reducing new HIV infections and achieving epidemic control by 2030, Health Minister Dr. Elijah Mchima has reaffirmed. The Water Resources Management Authority, WAMA, has registered a total of 49,000 boreholes and processed 89,228 notices for drilling since the introduction of statutory instrument number 20. Speaker of the National Assembly Nelly Muti has officially declared the Chawama constituency seat held by Tasila Lungu vacant following a vote by members of parliament during today's sitting. Finally, in sports, CAF has officially released the full roster of match officials selected to handle the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025, set for 21 December 2025 to 18 January 2026. And that's the news on behalf of the entire Sun FM news crew. My name is Kyla Brista. Stay tuned.
Sun FM.
The long-awaited MTN Super League is here.